open the enclosure. This is the new spool V1 cartridge that will replace the old M&D mixing valve style cartridge. Cold side, close nipple with integrated check valve. The hot side, hose barb with integrated check valve. Length of hose, just a standard hose barb. And we have the V1 cartridge, a quad O-ring that will seal the cartridge to the body, and also a housing O-ring. And there's also 2 orifice plates that will be installed in the braided hose lines. We're going to start by removing the upper and lower hose clamps. Use a wrench to remove the upper hose barb. Now disconnect the braided hose lines that run from the V3 diaphragm head to the V4 control. Now we will remove the lower hose barb from the hot side of the V1 mixing tee. Now we will disconnect the union outlet of the tom station. We'll remove the V4 drain line hose. Now we will disconnect the tom outlet coupling from the V1 mixing tee. The O-ring in that connection will be replaced, so that can be discarded. We will next remove the V1 mixing cartridge, give you a little bit more clearance, remove the adjustment cap. When working next to the steam line of the unit, you want to be very careful not to touch any of that piping, including the TV hat. There's the difference between the old cartridge and the new cartridge. Now we will remove the TV hat subassembly with tubing. As mentioned before, this could still be hot, so use the proper protection. The whole assembly can be removed in one piece, set aside, that will be reused. The reason we did that was just to give us clearance, so now we can then remove the V1 mixer. Depending on which side this nipple comes out with, you may have to use a pipe wrench on the threads to remove it. We will be replacing it, so it's not an issue. Alright, that concludes our breakdown. Inside the V1 mixing tee is the quad O-ring. In earlier models that may just be a standard O-ring. We're going to replace that, as well as the O-ring that goes on the threaded outlet end. First piece we'll put back onto the unit is the close nipple with the integrated check valve. For all pipe threads, you should use either a Teflon tape or what we recommend is Loctite 567. You want to make sure that the integrated check valve, top of that poppet, is facing upward towards the V1 mixing valve. If you push on the bottom, you can tell which way flow is going to go. Flow is upward. V1 mixing tee with the O-rings replaced. Make sure that the C port will be threading into that lower nipple with that integrated check valve. We'll reattach the tom outlet coupling. Reattach the outlet. Next we will install the new spool mixing cartridge. Again, you want to make sure that the O-rings are properly lubricated on the cartridge and also inside the body. We'll install the hose barb with integrated check valve into the B port hot side of the V1 mixing valve. Next we'll install the hose barb without a check valve into the hot water outlet T. Alright, now before we replace our hose, we will reinstall the TV hat fitting. When installing your TV hat, you want to make sure that your flow arrow is downward. The flow flows from this point down through and out through the condensate. Next, we will install the replacement hose section between the hose barbs. In order to ease the installation, we recommend using any kind of hand soap to lubricate each side. The easiest way to install the hose, not that there is an easy way, is to first slide it into the top hose barb and using a pair of channel locks to bend the hose to be able to accept that hose barb. And now replace the hose clamps. Next we will replace the V4 drain hose. This hose does not get those small copper orifices. You want to be sure to use a wrench on the hose end of the swivel nut. You want to go about 1 to 1.5 wrench flats, or 60 to 90 degrees. Now we will reconnect the braided hose that goes from the inside of the diaphragm housing to the top of the V4 valve. This will require orifice plates that were supplied. Hold the fitting vertically, drop the orifice plate in, make sure it's sitting horizontally on the inside of that fitting, and then carefully thread the connection once hand tight. Use a wrench again on the upper part of the fitting to prevent the hose from twisting, and you'll go about 1 full revolution. This will crush the orifice plate into position. Once you get a little bit more resistance there, do the same tightening procedure that we did down here.